Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. This is just some of the chores that we have to do once a month. Go get all the animals' feed. We get laying pellets for the chicken, stock and stable for the cow and the goats, and we get the rabbit feed for the rabbits. And sometimes we get the rice bran laying pellets. And if we're out of mineral blocks, we'll pick up a couple of those too. We keep one in everyone's field so that they all have access to mineral blocks. The little rabbits have mineral blocks too, the little mineral wheels. And with all the rain that we've had lately, we'll just load up the trailer on the back of the four-wheeler and haul the feed to the storeroom. It's humbling seeing my husband be able to do all this, but it's also sad because I used to be the one that used to do all this before my injuries. He often said, "No wonder you had such strong arms living on the homestead. You want to stay in shape, work around your homestead. You'll work out every muscle you have on your body." It's much cheaper to buy your feed ahead of time for the whole entire month than run back and forth to the store once a week. We have cans with lids on it that we store the feed in to keep all the rats and insects out. Works really well. I've done this for probably over 25-30 years. And when we have horses, it was twice that much feed, but there won't be no more horses here on the homestead due to my health condition. And not only that, it's extremely expensive just to have horses for pleasure. All of our animals on the homestead have a purpose. The goats are for milk, and we sell the babies. The chickens lay eggs, and some chickens are for meat. We raise a cow every now and then for beef for the freezer. And we don't have any pigs right now, but we're going to be getting some more. We had them in the past. So we're trying to narrow down what we grow and what we raise based on what's affordable and what things we would need to take care of those animals. And raising cows is a little more difficult to butcher yourself on the homestead. So we're looking more towards more self-sufficient, reliable, renewable sources of food here on the homestead, but yet easy for us to do all the processing ourselves here on the homestead. So we're not going to do cows after this. Once we take the cow to the butcher shop, we're going to go with the pigs. People don't think about all of the things that you need when you raise the larger livestock. You have to have a horse trailer or a cattle trailer to be able to carry those animals to the butcher shop or to the vet if you ever have problems with them. And for us, being self-sufficient, we can raise the pigs and the rabbits and the chickens that will provide more than enough meat for the two families that live here on the homestead. And also during hunting season, hunting for deer will provide all the meat that we need here on the homestead. Some people think, wow, that's a lot of feed. But when you know what you're feeding your animals and you know what is going into them, it makes you smile just a little bigger because there's no preservatives, no dyes, no fillers, no fake meat added to your beef or your poultry or your rabbit or your venison. So it's very well worth it knowing that my family is eating something healthy and that is all natural. And that's why you have to prioritize what you raise and not get overwhelmed with adding too many things to your homestead. Do what is manageable for you and what is reasonable on the return of the meat that you're raising. It's always a good idea to go out before the cold fronts, whether you think you need more feed or not. So that way, if there's any problems with the weather and things shut down, or the weather's just too bad to drive and the roads are icy, you won't have to put your families or yourself at risk going to get feed and have to worry about possibly running out if you were running low on feed. I guess you could say our animals are spoiled, but we always make sure they have plenty to eat, just like we make sure our family has plenty to eat. They also get hay throughout the year and other supplements and treats. But during the winter, we tend to give them a little bit more feed because it's extremely cold. And it's good to get manageable size feed sacks. Some people buy the half-ton big sacks of feed if you have a large homestead. We have a small homestead of 10 acres. And it's more manageable for us to dump the 50-pound sacks into the barrels. And with aging in mind, it's a good idea to get what is manageable for you to be able to do, and to think about if you weren't able to do it, could your spouse still dump feed in the barrels? So everything has to be balanced out. And we line the cans with plastic bags to help keep the humidity and the moisture out. We haven't had any problem keeping our feed this way. We tried just dumping it in the barrels, but with the humidity in the south, it seems to work better to line it with the big black garbage bag first, and then just pour the feed straight in it. It reminds me of a Facebook post where they said success on the homestead is pulling the string on the feed sack the first time. Yeah, that can be aggravating when you pull the wrong string. But that's what a pocket knife is for. Then you can just cut it open. Don't let stuff worry you. Just get the job done. And having tractors and four-wheelers and little wagons on the homestead helps out tremendously. Make those tools work for you. Don't just let them collect dust. If you've never smelled fresh animal feed with the molasses in it, and you're not a country girl, you wouldn't probably understand. But it smells so sweet and so good. How many bags can we fit in one of those?
3
trash?
bags. Well, technically you can fit three and a quarter.
Okay, that's 50-pound sacks.
But I only put 3 in each. But if we had to, we could split one more on top of all of them.
We have 4 of them. I guess these are like 55-gallon. I'm not sure.
30-gallon trash cans. 33-gallon trash cans.
Okay, 33-gallon trash cans. I'm pretty sure we got most of them from Tractor Supply. It was an expense up front, but every time one wore out, we just went and bought another one. But we try to keep 4 of them full of feed for the animals. If you don't have a hay rack or a big barn, you can use an old bed frame to set your hay on to get it up off the ground. So there's your frugal tip. Think outside the box. Think what you have to use to make a rack. It's meant for a bed, but now it's a bed of hay.
I mean, yeah, 3 fills it up, but you can put more on top of it with the dome of the lid.
And we do the same thing with the chicken feed. Dump it in a little bit smaller barrel. We don't go through as much chicken feed as we do for the other animals because they do free range. And chickens just don't eat as much as the goats and the cows do.
This, I think, is a 20-gallon. It only holds 2 bags.
Well, thanks for joining us today at the Cozy Cottage Homestead. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that button and leave me a friendly comment, and don't forget to share and like if you enjoyed the video today. And farewell, my homestead family, friends, and neighbors.